A few days ago, I came across this TikToker, Miss Sage Green 92. And if you look at her TikTok page, she says, I make content for women. And of course, someone sent me this video that she talked about avoiding broke men. If you don't avoid these broke men, well, these broke men will try to harm you. And I know you don't believe me. Let's play that clip.
Broke men will always be more dangerous than men with money. And here's why. I was watching this video on mate retention, and the man mentioned that men have two forms or ways that they try to retain their mate. They either provide enough benefit for them in order for the woman to not want to leave, or if they can provide no benefit, they make the risks and consequences of that woman leaving so great that the woman will be too scared or not want to leave out of the fear of risk and consequences of them leaving. This should just be self-explanatory because, again, he said this is where intimate partner violence comes into play, domestic violence, stalking, harassment, the whole 9 yards. And no, I'm not saying men who have money and resources don't do these things. I'm saying men know how they are when they're broke and they don't have money. Take it from me, ladies. You're better off getting a man who has some money and resources. You don't want to end up like the girl who got her jaw broke by her brokey, and she couldn't even afford to get it.
So guys, you've heard that. What I'd like to do is also play this other clip because she's referring to a certain type of broke men that are like 25 to 30. So let's get more of a clear, like I said, identification of who she's talking about, and then we'll come back again.
Let me address a couple things for y'all when I speak about broke men. If you are under 25 and a male, I'm really not talking to you. I'm talking more so to the males who are 25 and above and 30 plus. If you are 25 plus or 30 plus as a man and you don't have a car, you don't have a job, you don't have stable income, you don't have a primary care physician, you don't have a life insurance policy, you don't even have a therapist, you have no business sitting around worrying about women, dating, why you can't do this, why you're not successful with that. A lot of the problems that you have could easily be solved if you get a job, you make some money, and you get a therapist and treat women like human beings. So when I refer to broke men, I'm mainly referring to broke men who are in a certain age range. If you have just hit 18 years old, you have not had time to establish yourself, so you get a little bit of grace.
All right, so now you've heard the kind of broke men, and she's defined the categories of the men she's talking about. And again, she says that these broke men are abusing their wives because she saw a video, right? There's no real statistics or evidence. She just kind of made this up out of the blue. Again, emotionalism at its best. But she has another video which explains why these men are so broke. And the video is called Why a Lot of You Men Are Suffering in Your Finances. Let's go ahead and play that.
I just want to go over why a lot of y'all are struggling with your finances. A lot of you don't want to take care of your kids. A lot of you abuse single women with children. A lot of you are just abusive to children and people in general. And I don't know what type of world y'all live in, but God sees all of that. God sees y'all bashing single women with kids. And mind you, single women with kids are not perfect people. They make mistakes too. But you want to know what they're doing that you're not? They're trying to raise up the next generation the best way they can, even if they're not perfect. Why would God allocate financial resources to you just for you to spend it on corn or just for you to go to the club and waste it? And then mock about how abusive you can be to single women with kids and single women with children should just suffer. Like, God is not pleased with y'all. That's why a lot of y'all are financially struggling. There's a reason why men who become stepfathers and men who take care of their families tend to make more money and are more financially blessed than the rest of y'all. I'm just going to flat out say God is pissed with y'all. And that's why you're financially struggling. But for some reason, some of y'all can't see it.
All right, so we have a very clear understanding of what she's talking about now. So in the first two videos, avoid these broke men, especially the broke men that's under this sort of age group, like 25 to 30, something like that. But on the other hand, if you are talking bad about single moms who are struggling, then God doesn't like that. God is not pleased with that. So, that's why stepdads who take care of women's kids make more money on average. And God is not pleased with you guys. I don't know what God she serves, I don't know what scripture she's talking about. But on one hand, it seems like for women, avoid these broke men. If men talk about broke women, who are they talking about? Can we be honest? Who are we talking about? Broke women, like broke men, would be under what age? 25 to 30. Why? Because they are young people. Younger people are broke because they're just starting off in life, right? But who else is broke? Who are the most, some of the most poorest people in the nation? Not all, but women with children. Women with children are at the bottom of the financial society as an average because they require more support for the state or from the state. They need more help and resources because they don't have a man helping them. That's just obvious. But now if you say that you should avoid these broke women, all of a sudden it becomes a religious catastrophe now. This is like fire and brimstone. So then God is going to destroy you for making fun of these broke women who, might I add, if you get with women with kids, you spend a lot of money doing so. But now, if you make fun of them, you're going to be broke as a consequence. That's your karma. But her telling black women or women in general to avoid broke men is not a consequence. Because remember, she watched the video that explained all this without the statistics. You see, this is why people who talk out the side of their neck don't make much sense. Let me just say this. Abusive people come from every socio-economic background. It could be rich men. It could be rich women, middle class. Okay? Just because a person is a professional doesn't mean they're not abusive. How many times have we heard people talk about, stories of presidents, businessmen who were abusive? Elon Musk talks about his own father. His own father, what did you say? He hates him. He was abusive, but his father was rich. He owned gold mines. He owned all kinds of diamond mines in South Africa. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be rich because you're rich, because sometimes some of the people that I've met that are some of the biggest and rudest people are folks with money. Folks with money can treat you like trash, especially in third world countries. All right. Now, also some of the nice people are rich, but we're going to be just real about it. A good person is a good person and a bad person is a bad person. See, avoiding broke men, God blesses you. Avoiding broke women, God curses you. Avoiding single mothers who don't have the fathers in their life, which is who they should be dealing with, right? But all of a sudden you're a great person if you deal with them. Who died and made you God? That's what I want to know. Who made you God? How are you God? Did God come out and say that you're the one that knows it all? Because you're a pastor? This person probably hasn't even read the Bible in years. But again, this is why people don't take ladies like this. I'm going to be honest. Who can take this serious? Be honest with yourself. Who can take this person serious? Where? How? Well, do we just honestly think about this? Who takes this person seriously? Where are they at? And again, when you say stuff in the world, you got to actually make sense before you come online and just say anything that doesn't make sense. And this lady here clearly isn't making much sense. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.